to share with you some stories that came from the black, dark hole of money. Ethology of the capital. Under the hegemony of capital, it is a miracle that we are not paying for air, or that there isn't a tax on it at the very least. However, we will soon have to pay for our genes, because no biological research from the molecular level on up will remain in the public domain. No ground. Imagine you are falling, but there is no ground. Many contemporary philosophers have pointed out that the present moment is distinguished by a prevailing condition of groundlessness. We cannot assume any stable ground on which to base metaphysical claims or foundational political myths. At best, we are faced with temporary, contingent, and partial attempt at grounding. If there is no stable ground available for our social lives and philosophical aspirations, the consequence must be a permanent or at least intermittent state of free fall for subjects and objects alike. I like very much this idea of a free fall. But why don't we notice?
Yeah, why? Are we stupid or are we just anesthetized?
This person, this figure, is Gregorian Gog, the founder of the Congress of the Vagabond. He is a not very well-known figure, but it is very important for us because he proposed two very important things. Number one, strike lifetime, not to work anymore, the refusal of work. And two, he was worried about how to live all together, how to have a roof for everybody. So this is very important because there are very actual questions about work. What does it mean to work today? And what is this table? What is that picture?
And we like it very much because for us becomes a very intense metaphor of what we want to talk about. This boy is playing with sand, but he's building an acropolis of sand. And I think we thought that this is a very intense metaphor of the idea of sand democracies or democracies of sand.
Yeah, this is a concept which means, we want to play with the concept just as we play with the sand. You know, if our lives are ruled by EMF or EC, EB, etc., when economics come over politics, so what are the democracies for? They are just a spiel, a game. They are like sand democracies. So we were thinking about to invite our people in Europe, in Stuttgart, for instance, to play also with democracies.
And who are the figures?
There are different persons and also institutions. You have, for example, here, where is, Christine Lagarde.
Christine Lagarde is the president of International Monetary Fund.
Yeah, and
So
then
is the face of or responsible face for what is happening.
Yeah,
What is happening and also what was happening during the 90s in our region. And of course, I think that also in Europe you have many questions that are connected with these institutions. And then the last one. Visions of whom? Visions for whom? Which events are presented in the form of images and which are not? How meaningful or informative is an image per se? What can images achieve? And the most important question for me, what is the political agenda behind this regime of visibility?
If you are talking about a regime of visibility, that means we can also talk about a regime of invisibility.
When you talk bring the invisible to visibility, these resistant figures, for example,
Yes.
they try to do that, right? All of them try to bring questions that are in invisibility.
Yeah.
But why the history keep treating really bad these figures? Why they keep on the invisible side? And just for some of us, they are important figures.
It's important to think about situations and to think politically, to know where you are and to know where you are going to. For example,
I want to say something more. I think that also this is connected with the challenge about developing a more interesting political imagination.
Yeah.
I think that the manipulation of the media is really strong. Then I think that there are many people all around the world, social movements, cultural movements, that are trying to develop more political imagination. And this is also a very important challenge for us, because at last we are making questions about visions or ideas of whom and for whom.
Ja, es geht hier um ein künstlerisches Anliegen in Bezug zu Wirtschaft. Wir wollten den Bernhard Seeholt fragen, ob er etwas über die Hedgefonds weiß.
Und da brauchen Sie unseren Präsidenten zu.
Ja, genau.
Okay, ich rufe mal das Sekretariat an.
Dankeschön.
Aber bitte keine Fotos machen, bitte keine Fotos machen.
Ach so, ja. It's not allowed to take photos.
One important thing of the Congress is to think more about these questions that are open.
Ich würde jetzt schöne Geld einkassieren, ja. Von denen, wo nichts zu wenig sind, da holt man auch noch.
Und die wollen jetzt 1.200 Millionen Dollar in Cash von Argentinien in weniger als in einem Monat bezahlt bekommen. Und deswegen protestieren wir.
Oh, naja, das ist ein bisschen zu viel, das ist happig. Ist nicht richtig, kann man sagen, geil. Genau, das ist der Punkt. Ausgeier.
Ja,
Prima, dann wissen wir das auch.
danke.
Maria, danke.